Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Now in this video we'll be talking about Rashford to PSG, Anthony, Kobbie Mainoo to Debo and much more as we bring you the latest Manchester United news. Now stay tuned for more videos coming up on the channel, and as always don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. We'll be doing some more topic related videos. We'll be talking about some other things as well. We'll be building up to the Liverpool game in the next few days. That's a huge game for Manchester United, to be giving you all that news for that. And yeah, don't forget to leave a like, comment if you enjoyed. I want to talk about Rasmus Højlund as well. There's an update on him. So there is a lot of stuff to talk about in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'll start with actually Højlund. So there's some news around him in terms of injury now. He started, obviously you've seen the Denmark coach, I talked about that yesterday, saying that Højlund will definitely start the game now. Højlund is training, but he's not going into Carrington. So he's not training regularly, so he is doing bits. But anyway, let me talk about the big breaking news, which is Marcus Rashford. Now, it's coming in that Marcus Rashford is being eyed up by PSG, and they're willing to spend 75 million in order to bring the player in. Now, that's coming from, I actually can't remember who's coming from, but I did see the story now. It's a huge story for Manchester United. I mean, Manchester United, actually, no, let me find. So, yeah, this is the story. PSG are preparing a 75 million bid for Marcus Rashford this summer. Manchester United value Marcus closer to the £100 million mark. So that was the story. I think it's very, very interesting and intriguing. I think Rashford, we know certainly he's a top player. And I think the only way he probably leaves Manchester United if he's pushed out of the club, in my opinion. I think with Rashford, we know he's a quality player. Listen, he's a world-class potential talent. And it is quite sad if Manchester United do get rid of him. But the fact that PSG are looking at him, it could be a PR move, but it could be genuine interest. They're getting rid of their star boy in Kylian Mbappe, and Rashford could be someone who kind of bring that star boy effect back. He's got loads of PR. He's a fantastic player that would work at PSG, in my opinion. But I think that, as I said, the only way he probably leaves Manchester United, in my opinion, is if he's forced out of the club. Now, as I said, he's tied down for Manchester United for another 5 years. With that new contract, he's on a lot of money, and I don't think Rashford would want to move away from Manchester United. He's talked about in that interview he did how he sacrificed a lot, and we know that he's a player who works hard, yes, and there's moments where he doesn't work hard, but we know he loves Manchester United, and he does show that in some weird ways. But for me, Rashford certainly is a good player. I think he's got some decent qualities about him, but whether Manchester United do look to cash in on him, may be very, very interesting. Now, I've had my opinion on this. Regardless what you think of Rashford, for me, I think he's certainly a Manchester United player. I think the quality that in moments he's shown has been brilliant, and he's done really, really well this season. So yeah, I think he's absolutely done amazing, and I think Rashford's ability on the pitch is certainly hasn't been good enough this season, and that's something that we haven't talked about enough, in my opinion. Yes, we're praising Rashford when he's doing really, really well, but I think he's got to get criticised, in my opinion. I think when you're a player who's earning £350,000 a week, you're the face of Manchester United, you're a Manchester lad, someone who knows what it's like to play for the club. You should be having at least putting 100% in every game and wanting to play for the shirt. And I think certainly there's been too many moments of Rashford where he's not doing that, and that is a huge worry, in my opinion. I think the quality is certainly there, the ability certainly there. It's just about how he can do that. There's been many numerous of footballers talking about Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, how they don't have sympathy for him. And you're completely right. Rashford's in a privileged position that many people would love to be in that position. To play for Manchester United, be a Manchester lad, and ultimately play for the club that you dream on, is a dream come true for many. And the fact that Rashford is kind of, people are taking that interview to be kind of a PR stunt, and it kind of can be deemed as that. But I think that Rashford knows what he's doing with all the news that's going on around him. I think he's surrounded himself by the people who he knows exactly what he's doing and know exactly when he's going to put stuff out. It was, 3-4 days before the Manchester derby he put it out. So he knows how to get the people back on his side. And whether you think that's a good move, it's just the way football is, and that's the way it works. He's going to get loads of people talking about him. And the stuff that I did say in that interview did help him. But going back to the stuff about him to PSG, I certainly do think that's an option for him to probably think about in the near future. If it doesn't go well for him at Manchester United, I think there's going to be a lot of stuff in the air with the manager and stuff like that. So certainly Rashford, the player who can be relied on for Manchester United, is all about how consistently he can do it in the shirt. Now, as I said, for me, Rashford would not go for anything less than £100 million. You look at what he's done. He scored he's had some really good seasons in the 8 years he's been playing. He scored 20 goals, I think, in 3 or more seasons. He's an England international, Premier League. He's going to cost a lot of money, and for me, I was selling for no less than £100 million. If I was to sell him, as I said, I'm completely against it. But you can see, as I said, Mbappe is kind of, in terms of out off the pitch, I'm not comparing them on the pitch, Rashford and Mbappe are kind of similar in terms of the PR stunt. They attract loads of people, And they could see Rashford to be the new face of PSG. I mean, that's what Mbappe was kind of doing. He was the leading force of PSG. And they do need to replace that marketing in order to not attract fans, but ultimately you want that factor. I mean, Real Madrid have had Messi. Real Madrid have had Ronaldo. Barcelona have had Messi. You look at the top team, they've had that marquee player that attracts everyone, and that's something probably Rashford is probably willing on Rashford or PSG want Rashford to do. Now, you could see Rashford leave. I mean, if he does get offered X amount of money, which is changing, I know he won't. He said that he wasn't do that, but certainly if you're offering hundreds of millions, why would you say no, in my opinion? So it certainly is something that's still up in the air. I mean, it's coming in from the Mirror, who are fairly hit or miss. But it is a very, very interesting article on why that's come out. But there certainly is some truth in there. It has to be. But yeah, that's kind of all on the Marcus Rashford situation. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we're going to move on. So we're talking about Todibo. Now, Manchester United are concerned by Nice's 47 to 51 million asking price for Jean-Claire Todibo. They won't receive a discount for Nice for the centre-back despite being owned by Ineos. Manchester United don't see the price as the best value of money now. This is a very interesting story. Now, it's obviously clear Manchester United looking at a centre-back, and Todibo is definitely an option. Lina Yoro as well, Ian Nacho from Sports 10. So there are definitely numerous options for Manchester United to sign, and it's looking like Todibo is probably the most likely option. Now, Todibo, decent player, certainly got that potential to grow. I think he's very, very physical as well, and can play both centre-backs, and a very, very good player in the game. But as I said, the valuation, you look at the money we spent on centre-backs in the past few years. 80 on Harry Maguire, 60, 65 on Lissandro, and there would be 51 on Todibo. It would be a lot of pressure for him, and he probably wouldn't start every game if you do keep up Varane, which is seeming very unlikely now. If you were to bring in Todibo, it would probably be a replacement for Varane. And so when he would, in my opinion, needs to go straight into the starting 11. I think if we do sell Varane, we're going to have Maguire and Lindelof, and I certainly do think he has a better ceiling and is probably better than them. Now, as I said, there's a valuation in the fact that they won't receive a discount from Nice centre-back despite being owned by Ineos. So there's something going on there that we're missing, and they don't value him. They think they can get someone else. So yeah, let's see what happens and what materialises with that. I certainly think there's a player in Todibo. I think he's a brilliant player, and I certainly he's got potential. But yeah, we are concerned by the price. I think 50 million is a lot. But yeah, I think that's it at the minute on that situation. Now, I'm going to discuss another thing. Ronald Araujo. Now, is another centre-back, talking about the centre-back situation. FC Barcelona will consider selling Ronald Araujo if they receive an offer to 100 million. At least one big Premier League club is monitoring this situation and are ready to make the move. Now, this could be numerous of clubs. Chelsea, Manchester United, Man City, Arsenal, all the top teams, Liverpool, Tottenham. All teams need a centre-back, and certainly Ronald Araujo does have that ability. I think he's a very powerful and physical centre-back, and will probably complement Martinez, in my opinion. Now, 100 million is outrageous for a centre-back. You look at Josko Gvardiol, who went to Manchester City for that similar price, and there's a lot of pressure, especially being a centre-back now. That would be a real record fee. I do believe that is his release clause. For me, I would be far against this. I know he's a great player, and he's he's vital for Barcelona, but £100 million for a centre-back, no. I mean, if Manchester United are saying no to a £47 million deal for Todibo, they're certainly going to be saying no to Ronald Araujo. Now, as I said, he's a decent player. Now, if you look at the club, he's probably likely to sign him. It probably would be Chelsea. There's someone who goes in for that sort of money for a player, and I do think he's someone who would suit that Chelsea role, but no for me, for him to Manchester United. Now, let me talk about Antony. There's rumours that Antony may be looking to go on loan. There's some development around that. Flamingo have been interested, but let me give you the news around Antony. So, obviously, we know there's the police investigation currently going on in him right now. I try and keep it as sensitive as least sensitive as I can. Try to be more mature with the topic, but the ongoing police investigation surrounding Antony could scupper any moves Manchester United make to sell the winger this season. There's sole allegations present a major obstacle to a potential sale, unless the case is dropped or the player is cleared before then. Antony and his representative, who has maintained his innocence and vowed to fight to clear his name, are convinced he has no case to answer and that the player will be vindicated. So, with Antony, it's very, very up in the air. That story has probably made it very unlikely that he will leave Manchester United in the summer. And for me, it'd be Sancho that would go certainly then. I think Anthony, as I said, he should go in my opinion. He's certainly not been good enough for Manchester United this season. And yeah, I think he has got to go. I think the quality of his performances that he's putting has not been good enough. And you look at young players, I think Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, they've done absolutely amazing this season. And for me, you look at what Garnacho's done on that right-hand side for his first time playing his second season in professional football. For me, he's done absolutely amazing. At such a young age, yes, he's still a raw talent, but for me, he's done absolutely amazing. So there is a blocking on this Anthony loan deal, but certainly it's something Manchester United will look at. I mean, a loan deal, he's on, 250k, I believe. He's going to Flamengo, which is a team in Brazil. So it's clear Manchester United getting rid of him. 1, Ten Hag isn't playing him. 2, he's getting various reports linking him away from Manchester United, which shows the ambition that he is leaving the club. And yeah, for me, it's looking like his exit from Manchester United is becoming more likely now. As I said, it probably won't be this summer, but if the charges against him does get dropped, he'll certainly be someone who's on the cards to leave Manchester United this summer. Now let's move on. Some positive news. Talking about Lisandro Martinez. There's some rumours about him, international duty, and what that means for Manchester United. Now, Lisandro Martinez is set to finalise his recovery from a knee injury with Argentina, but he will not play for Lino Scaloni's side during the international break. He could return to the first team action for Manchester United against Brentford on the 30th of March, coming in from the Athletic there. So basically they're saying Lisandro Martinez is going to Argentina. He's not going to play any games. And he's just going to work on his fitness. And for me, that's massively beneficial. I mean, it's 17 days away till we play Brentford. And we need every player back. I think you don't want to rush Martinez back. Taking him over to Argentina, that's his home. He can have probably more time with his family. He can train. It's perfect for me. And I don't see why there's any issues with that. He's not going to play. As I said, he's going to bring up his match fitness. And for me, that's important. And that isn't too bad. I think with Lisandro, he's a player, one of Manchester United's most important players, and he's very, very key to Erik ten Hag's build-up. So having him in the team would be massively beneficial and really, really important to us. So yeah, would not be against that, in my opinion. I think that's very, very good for him. The fact that he's closer to returning is even better now. Kobbie Mainoo is unlikely to be given a first senior England call-up by Gareth Southgate. There's plans that he might be promoted to the England under 21s for the first time. Now, Kobbie, I think that's probably positive in my opinion. Yes, you want Kobbie playing for England. I certainly do. I think he's a great player and could ultimately do that. But the fact that he's not playing does give him that little bit of rest. I mean, he's played a lot of intense Manchester United games this season. So for me, giving him that rest that he deserves is probably really, really important. I think Kobbie, as I said, the top player. And we don't want to burn him to the ground too early because you know what happens there. But certainly having Kobbie in that England squad, I think he does deserve it. But if he's not going to get called up, we know it's just Southgate being Southgate. And yeah, for me, I'd be more than happy for Kobbie to stay at Manchester United and have some months off during the summer era. What are we going to talk about? Oh, the final, yeah, so what was I talking about? Kobbie Mainoo, yeah, I certainly do think he does deserve to be called up, but I'm not against him staying at Manchester United. I think that could be the best for him. But yeah, so the final thing I wanted to discuss, Manchester United footballer John Murtough and Director of Football Negotiations Matt Hargreaves are set to meet with Real Madrid now. If you look at players that may be for, you look at players that Real Madrid are looking to exit. Who's maybe Vinny Jr., Militao, Alaba. Like, I'm actually not too sure who we signed from Real Madrid. There's certainly players that we could be looking at, but I think our director of negotiations or whoever it was is really, really bad. I think we know that some of the players we signed have been dreadful over the years, and Matt Hargreaves and John Murtough still doing the negotiations is a bit disappointing to see. But hopefully we can get rid of them really, really soon, and that'd be massively beneficial. But that was the last thing I'm going to be discussing Mason Mount in another video, so stay tuned for that. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment and subscribe. This has been the news video. We've talked about some really important things and some necessary things about Manchester United. Rashford, talked about injury news, Kobbie Mainoo, Martinez. So some very, very big things. Leave a like, as I said, if you enjoyed, comment and subscribe. And yeah, if you wanna have a chance to be entered into a giveaway, leave a like. And at 2,500 subscribers, I might give something away. So leave a like. Let me know your thoughts, and if you're still watching, thanks. And put Man United in the comments. Why not? Thanks for watching. Peace.